Hey guys, I have been asked to answer 26 questions about myself because I turned 26 today. So I asked you guys, well, people on Instagram, to send me through some questions that they have for me, things that they don't know. So hopefully I answer everyone's questions. There's also just some fun facts in there too. So yeah, here we go. So the first one was, what is your age? But I just told you I am 26, so I was born on the 17th of March 1992. Where were you born? I was born in Adelaide, South Australia, and I've lived there for most of my life, though I now live in Melbourne. And in between, when we were younger, I lived in Queensland for a while and travelled around a bit, but Adelaide has always been home. Number 3, how many siblings do I have and what are their names and ages? So I am one of 5. Eleanor is the eldest, she is 27. Then there's me, so I'm 26. Then there's Oscar, he's 24, so we're all very close in age. And then there's a big gap, and Jack is 12, he just turned 12, and Harriet is 9, so she's the baby. Number 4, what is your hidden talent? So I have a few face tricks that are my hidden talents. They're not very attractive, but they are my little tricks. So I can do the Mexican wave with my eyebrows, and I can wiggle my ears. That one's a bit harder to see. And I can also touch my nose with my tongue. Yeah, stunning. Number 5, what is my favorite hobby? Definitely would be drawing, illustrating, painting, anything creative, and also I love reading. I read whenever I can. What is a skill that I wish that I had? I really wish that I could sing. I feel like I can hold a tune and I can sing along to songs in the car, more so when I'm by myself, but I really wish that I was a good singer. I think it's such a cool skill to have. What is my favorite food? So for savory, I'd have to say fish, particularly salmon, and I love all seafood. And favorite sweet food would be ice cream. I really like choc mint, but favorite flavors depend on where you get it from. Number 8, what food do I dislike? So I don't really know why, but I really, really don't like chicken wings. They freak me out. I like all other food. I'll eat anything you put in front of me, but not chicken wings. Number 9, what is my favorite color? So I have 2 favorite colors. I love yellow and I love pink, particularly pale pink. Number 10, what was your favorite subject at school? I loved art, and I loved Japanese. That was my second favorite. I think I also loved all the sciences, so like physics, biology. Actually, I didn't like chemistry, so that's a lie. Physics, bio, and psychology. I loved those sciences. I found them so interesting, and I also like that with science you're either right or you're wrong, so you can study and get it right. I was a bit of a nerd, and I really liked to do well at school. What did you study at university? I studied speech pathology, the Bachelor of Speech Pathology at Flinders University in Adelaide, and it's a 4-year degree. I did my first year, and then I had a year off and went and lived in Sydney and modelled over there, and then I came back and I finished my degree over the next 3 years. So I graduated in 2015. Where did you work as a speech pathologist is the next question. So I worked for a year as a speech pathologist for McDevitt Speech Pathology in Adelaide, and I was a subcontractor, which meant that I kind of worked for myself in a sense, and I'd go to lots of different schools around Adelaide and see the kids in there, so pull them out of class and take them aside and basically play lots of games on the iPad with them. So they enjoyed it and I enjoyed it. I really miss it, but I can always go back to that. Number 13, how did you start selling your art? So I have always loved painting and always did it in my spare time just as a hobby. And then during my first year of uni, somebody suggested, no, not my first year of uni, my second year of uni, someone suggested to my mum that I do an exhibition. So I did a little exhibition. It wasn't very big. It was, I think, about 20 pieces, but they were really small. And I ended up selling like 14 out of the 20, and 14 or 15 or something. And then I started getting lots of orders and people kept ordering them. So for the rest of my time studying, I was selling my art. So that was my part-time job, and it was awesome because my days that I was painting, I would just sit in my pajamas and paint all day. Number 14, what is your pet peeve? I cannot stand noisy eaters. Like, it stresses me out. Noisy eating is like the worst thing in the world for me. I just can't deal with it. Yeah, I really like it when people close their mouth when they eat. All right, 15, something that you have done that not many people know about. So I think for this one, I went skydiving, it was years ago now, in Switzerland out of a helicopter. And that was one of the best things I've ever done. It was such a good experience. I can't recommend it enough, and I would love to do it again. I think people don't really know that because this was before Instagram, so I never posted about it. Have you ever lived overseas? I worked at a summer camp in New Hampshire, Pierce Camp Birchmont. It's a beautiful place. During my gap year, so I was 18 and I worked as a lifeguard. So I was teaching kids how to water ski, sail, although I wasn't very good at sailing, and also swim. So teaching them how to swim every day for 2 months, and it was awesome. I absolutely loved it. And I have friends from the summer camp that I still catch up with now. What is it? 7 years later, almost 8 years later. So yeah, amazing experience. Number 17, which painting of yours are you most proud of? That's a really good question as well. I love my skulls. My spring skull is probably my favorite. I'll have to put up a photo of that. Yeah, my skulls, because I love Mexican art. And also I did a painting of a couple of peacocks with like this pattern behind it, and I love that one. And that one is hanging in my dad's living room. What life achievement are you most proud of? Now this one's a tricky one. I think prior to winning Miss Australia was definitely getting my degree. I was really proud to finish that course, particularly because I absolutely love speech pathology. I think it's an amazing career path and so rewarding. So getting my degree was really exciting, and then obviously winning Miss Universe Australia, something that I never in a million years could have imagined happening. But yeah, I'm definitely proud of that achievement. Number 19, what is one of your goals you plan to achieve once Miss Universe Australia is over? For me, I really want to do a kids book. I have been planning on illustrating and writing a kids book for a very long time, so that's something that I want to knuckle down and get done once my time as Miss Australia is over. Number 20, what do you do to relax? Reading definitely relaxes me. Maybe if I'm feeling anxious, exercise always makes me feel better. So going for a run, going boxing, or going for a walk, taking the dogs for a walk, yeah, they all help. Favorite song of all time? My favorite song would have to be Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. I think I've listened to it more than any other song on my Spotify, and I don't think I'll ever get sick of it. And it's one of those songs that if it comes on at a party, it's like I can hear it like a million miles away. My favorite singer is Ziggy Alberts. I absolutely love Ziggy Alberts. I could listen to him all day, every day, and I kind of do. And I love that he's Australian. Yeah, Ziggy Alberts is the bomb. Number 23, a random fact about you. Random fact about me. I sleep talk a lot. Yeah, I used to have an app called Sleep Talk, which records what you say when you sleep talk. but it kind of freaked me out. I say some weird stuff. I have very strange dreams as well. Number 24. Who has been one of the most influential people in your life? That would have to be my grandpa. We called him Grampy. His name is Morris, and I lived with him for a year during my first year of uni, and he was without a doubt one of my favorite people. He was absolutely hilarious, like a sense of humor like no one. I mean, my mum definitely inherited some of that, but yeah, he was a very funny man, and I just absolutely adored him. So definitely him. And I find myself talking about, he passed away about 3 years ago now, and I find myself somehow talking about him every day, or thinking about him every day. There's always something that reminds me of him, so I'd have to say Grampy. Number 25, something you cannot live without. I can't pick one thing for this. Absolutely couldn't live without my family, my friends, or my dogs. I mean, technically I'm living without my dogs at the moment because I'm not in the same state as them, but you know, they're still there when I go home. So friends, family, and dogs. 26, my last question. What has been your favorite thing about being Miss Universe Australia 2017? This is really hard because it has honestly been one of the best years of my life and one that I will never forget. My favorite thing, I'd say, has been being a role model. So I've loved the fact that I've been able to talk about things that I'm passionate about, such as positive body image, mental health, anxiety, depression, and sharing my story, my experiences, and then hearing from others that it has actually helped them and that I have been a role model to them. I think that has been the most rewarding aspect of this journey, as they call it. Yeah, I think that, but also all of the amazing people that I've met, going to Vegas, I don't know, I need to stop, otherwise I'll just list everything that I've done the past year, because I've loved it. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope that you learnt something about me that you didn't know, and yeah, happy birthday to me.